Then go.
Right.
Right, Mrs. Jallow, it's lovely to be back in your lovely school again. We come here every year on our visit to the Gambia, and we've seen great changes. The block that we can see behind us, well, just wasn't here when we first came to the school. So you've done great things for this school.
We could not, let me just chip in there, Victor. We could not have done this great thing without the participation of you, Tony, and the people in Louise.
Yes.
Because when you first came, then we had 2 classes outside.
That's right.
And those children were having classes under the sun. Then we had a tent, if you can remember, over there for the other group of children. So we have those 2 classes. It was when you went back, together with Tony and the people in Louise, they did a fundraising. And that is how we're able to have the 2 classrooms.
That's right.
And the office up.
Right, so we look behind us and we see 1, 2 classrooms and an office here. But the important thing was, when, let's see, let's stand down to do this. Yep. The last photograph we've been taking out was of the first 3 classroom blocks. That's when the school opened?
Yes, that was when the school opened. The school is open, this thing. Victor, you are a teacher.
Yep.
Once a teacher, always a teacher. And you know the difference between the child who has the opportunity to attain early childhood education, yes, and the child who has never been to school for 6 to 7 years. If that child is in the classroom, you cannot get those 2 children to perform together.
Absolutely not.
I have been a teacher all my life. I've taught for 35 years. And I have always been guilty in refusing to accept children who have never been to nursery school. Because the tendency is, if you have the 2 children together, one will move at the beginning, the one move faster than the other. So we would select first the children who have been to nursery school, and then we would take children who have never been to nursery school. And we cannot have them all. No. So the rest of those children would have to go back to their parents, which was not fair.
No.
So when I retired, I said I am going to do something to help these poor, underprivileged children to have at least early childhood education. Because from ages 3 to 6, the children loiter in the street, they play around, they do nothing. If the mind at that tender age is used to loitering and playing and doing unuseful things, they grow up with that time. Because before they settle down, it will take time. So when I retired, I said, then you know my relationship with frogs.
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 Now, we ought to explain here that FROG stands for Friends of Gambian Schools.
Yes.
Right.
FROGS is Friends of Gambian Schools. Yes. Those are also couples from England who came whilst I was teaching in 1986. And they saw the conditions under which the children learn. They sympathized with them. And when they went back to England, they would collect materials, ladybird books, exercise books, chalk and things, and would send. Then in small quantities. But later it grew, and then we formed this organization, and then they would come with 40 food containers. So they would bring furniture. So I said, now that I have frogs, they come to the Gambia and they bring furniture. Let me use my gratuity money and then build classrooms. That was how these 3 classrooms were built. Of course, Sally Reader then contributed £400. She gave me her £400 then.
We ought to say the gratuity money is what the English teacher would call the lump sum given on retirement. After they've reached it.
Yes.
So that's
after you've reached, yes. After you've reached your retirement age,
yes,
they give you a lump sum money.
That's right.
And then at the end of every month, you are given a pension allowance. Yes. So I use my lump sum money to build the 3 classrooms.
That's right. Yes.
So we had 3 classrooms and a toilet. Yeah. But because a lot of people in the area are poor and can't access private nursery schools, before we had a lot of children. So within 3-4 years, the 3 classrooms were filled up. So we had to have children outside because you cannot say no to them. You cannot say no to them. The children need education. Yes. Education is the key to success.
Of course it is.
If we in the Gambia want to eradicate poverty, we have to educate the children.
Particularly the girls, I feel.
Exactly so.
You educate the girls and educate the mother.
You educate a girl, you educate a nation.
Yes, that's right.
If you educate a man, you educate an individual.
Right.
But if you educate a girl, you educate a nation.
Right.
And that is why when we had these 2 classrooms out, we were wondering what to do. You remember when you came, we had that shop.
I do.
We had to demolish the shop. And then with the fundraising you guys did, together with Margaret Hampton, I think she is from Walsall or in the Midlands.
Walsall in the Midlands.
In the Midlands. She too did sponsored work together with her old mother, who was 81 years old. And then the monies they collected, they sent, and that is how we were able to get this done.
Now, can we move on to what the next stage, you see, because although you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 classrooms, today, when the school was operating, there was another classroom because there's so great a demand for places in the school. But when we built the block here, you made it strong enough so that there could be another floor. Yes. So tell us about your plans for that.
Now, my plans are when we because of space, we decided to give this one a story building foundation.
Right.
Because the foundation for this one and the foundation for this one is different.
Right.
This one is a concrete foundation with BRC and concrete at the bottom, so that we could have other 2 classrooms upstairs and toilets for the classrooms that are going to be upstairs. Right. Because we anticipated that with the demand, if we should just have 3 classrooms here, without just like this one, it would not work. So we gave this one a solid foundation. Now what we need to do is, we've already got our staircase.
Yes.
Is to make more blocks and then have our 2 classrooms built up, roof together with the toilets. Right. Yes. Then these children here would be upstairs together with part of the children in here. Because you have noticed that the reception, we have 54 children in that class.
That is far too many.
Too many to handle by 1 teacher.
Of course it is, yeah.
So, God willing, now our dilemma is how to get money. Who will be the benevolent gentleman or benevolent woman or
organization.
Who will be the organization, or I just don't know.
Yeah.
Who will be the godly person or the godly group who would come to our aid. Right. We are in their need of help.
Yes.
Even now than ever before, because these children are out here.
Yes. Now, as well as, I've seen the facilities of this school improve every time I come. When we see people have given up their, no birthday presents for me this year. A lady said, I just want you to pave the yard.
That was Jenny money.
Jenny money, yes.
Jenny money used her birthday present money for us to have a school floor as good as this.
Yes.
The children played football, they play their games, they jump, they skate, they do a lot of things here. And we are grateful to God, but our sincere thanks to Jenny Money and all her friends that contributed in making this possible.
I'd like also to say something about the quality of the teaching in the school. I've been amazed that children come in here, age of 4, and you're teaching them in a different language from the ones who speak in their compounds. You speak in English. And the quality of the education and the enthusiasm is just wonderful. And I think you really are doing a magnificent job in inspiring and in really improving standards. I've seen that increase.
We could, if the environment is conducive, it is the environment that is conducive, because that classroom was not as good as it is now. It is the money you raised, Tina and you raised, you came and you said, we will use the money to tile the floor, to make sure, because these children are young and they could be prone to all type of diseases or cold or whatever. So we did the floor, did the classroom, and as a result, anybody who gets into the classroom will have the feeling to teach.
Yes.
You will have the joy in you to do whatever activity you want to do with the children. We also make sure that we choose good people. We select good teachers. Some teachers are born teachers. Some teachers are made. But we also would try, with the little experience we have a list of applicants. A lot of people want to come and teach. But we will call you to an interview. And in that interview, we would want, Mrs. Job and myself, together with the PTA chairman, would want to know the type of a person you are, whether you are enthusiasm. In teaching young children, you need to have life in you. It is the life that you have that you inject on those children.
Lots of energy.
Exactly. You need to have patience. You need to be tolerant. They need care. You need to serve. If you are a man or a woman, local parents, you need to serve the role of a mother or the role of a father. Right. So we look out for all those qualities. So that is why teachers are handpicked.
Well, thank you very much, Mrs. Jallow. That's really been a very, very useful insight into your school, and I hope this little video will do the job, and before long we'll see your next stage of your development coming ahead. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Victor. And may I use the opportunity to thank you, Tina, Tony, and all the citizens of Louise for what you have done for the school and for the Gambian children. May God reward you. Amen.
Thank you very much. Thank you.